first year as a coach, I had awful internet. I lived in like this little cabin in the woods, which sounds creepy, but it wasn't. And every team call, like I remember I had to speak, I don't know if you guys know like Team Boom, like Pat Roman and the whole like big ass Team Boom, that Ashley is like the downline of. But he asked me to speak on the call with like over 100 people. I literally had to pull up to a Starbucks to do that call because my internet was trash, and I was like traumatized from speaking on Ashley's call one time, and I had to go live in her team page instead because my internet was that bad. So I feel your pain. Anyways, I am excited to talk to you guys. I don't have a slideshow or a script or anything. I am somebody who kind of just goes with the flow and just says whatever's on my brain. But I do want to talk to you guys about kind of like what's my jam, like mindset, showing up authentically. That's been the game changer for my business. That's been a huge part of my story because that's just what I've done from the beginning. So, you know, I have been in Success Club for 38 months straight. I've never missed Success Club since becoming a coach. I signed up to do my first challenge group I started as a challenger. January 2017, I fell in love because I never knew what Beachbody was either. Like I had no idea. I didn't know about being a coach, like any of it. I just decided I wanted to get healthy. I was anxiety ridden forever. I've struggled with anxiety my whole life, especially throughout my teenage years. And, you know, I was new to Texas. I live in Texas, from South Florida. I've been here 4 years now, but the first year was really hard because I didn't know anybody and I wasn't really all that active or anything like that. And I was working at this job that was a whole story within itself, but basically like my mental health was trash. And I just was so tired of being sick and tired. And so that's why I was like looking for something. And I had always seen my coach showing up on social media, had no idea what she was talking about. And I actually had been, invited to Beachbody like 3 other times and had no idea, no freaking clue when I got those messages. And so I had seen my coach. She's somebody we only ever met like in passing because we played volleyball together in South Florida. And I just seen her always smiling. Like she was always on her timeline, just like with this bright smile, always talking about positivity and having energy. And I was somebody who was sluggish and tired 24/7, negative mindset, saw the glass half empty, was just like angry all the time. Which, I mean, that's a huge part of my story. I was kicked out at 16. So that's like a huge part of my story. And just like shit that I carried around from like teenage years because you're too young to have self-awareness and to deal with those issues. But that was like a huge part. Like when I found Beachbody, and I always say this, and this is going to be a huge thing when I talk to you guys about like sharing authentically, it wasn't so much Beachbody. Like it wasn't like Beachbody itself or Carl Deichler, Autumn Calabrese. Like it wasn't that. It was just the fact that I found something that I could do every day that gave me control in my life. And that made me feel good. You know, I was waking up early to work out, and I was somebody who woke up like 30 minutes before I had to be out the door to work, rushing, didn't eat anything on the way, like, or before I went to work. So just very rushed, overwhelmed lifestyle, anxious everywhere. And so I was waking up early. I was getting my workouts in. Like when I signed up, I was a follow-up too. Like my coach had a follow-up with me. She gave me all the details. I was like, yes, this is everything I need in my life right now. Cause I just wanted change. Like cliche, I wanted abs, you know, like that was like my cliche reason for wanting to join because I wanted to get abs. But more than anything, I wanted like that positivity that she was always radiating because I was so stuck in like the shit. And so when I signed up and I paid $140 for one program, by the way, I like told myself like I'm spending $140 on this, like I'm going all in. And I did 21 Day Fix. It was my first ever program, and I went all in for 3 weeks and I gave it everything I had, and I truly got results from it, just from participating in the group and everything. And I just noticed myself changing. Like the action of waking up early, the action of like making time for a workout when I never worked out before, the action of like actually learning how to meal prep and cook healthy recipes and getting on Pinterest and just doing these things for myself. Like I was filling my cup. Like I was really giving myself that like accomplished, proud feeling, and it changed me. Like every little thing, the tiniest things that I was doing was changing me from the inside out. And within my challenge group, my coach would put in the Darren Dailies. I don't know if you guys know who Darren Hardy is. He wrote The Compound Effect and spoke at Summit in 2017, if you guys are that have been here that long. But she used to put the Darren Dailies in the groups. That was like my first intro into personal development, even though I hated watching them because it was part of our accountability. She had like this consistency board, and I wanted to be on it because I love recognition. So I would watch them, and that was like my intro, and that changed me the most. Like that's what I said, mindset is my jam. Like that's where I went all in on. And so just doing these things, like I got the most out of that program. I fell in love. I decided like, I'm going to keep doing this. I was already telling people about what I was doing and posting videos of my workouts on social media. So my coach, I was like her golden nugget. Like she's so lucky to have me. I tell her all the time. Like, and she told me like, do you just want to coach and do what I do? And I was like, yeah, like, how do I do it? And I remember telling like my boyfriend at the time, like she's got to be like getting paid for this. So like, how do I do that? Because I'm going to keep doing this anyway. And so that's just a little nugget there. Don't count like your challengers out. Like you have no idea who's thinking like, wow, this is changing my whole world. And I want to do this too. So make sure you invite every single person that you have in your challenge group, whether like just invite them, discount coach or not, like re-invite them, like let them know about the opportunity if they don't already. I say that because so many of my girls are scared to invite their challengers to be coaches. And I'm like, what's the difference? If you have a challenger that's going all in, like I went all in, their life is changing. They're obsessed. They're hooked. Why not make a little money, help some people out and change your life even more? Because when I became a coach, like my life changed like way more than it already had. And it was like so fulfilling because I was taking all those good feelings that I had. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to help other people experience it. And I literally got to re-experience like that experience that I had vicariously through every single person that I help. And to this day, when I get a challenger that is like me and goes all in and is just obsessed with the programs and what they're doing, I'm like, it literally, I could cry every time. I'm so emotional all the time, but it makes me so happy because I'm like, that was me. Like that was me, just falling in love and with myself and the things that I was doing for myself. And so became a coach that next month. And literally, again, I was her golden child. Like she told me, post on social media, send invites, start talking to everybody in your friends list. And I just went and did it. I bought like 79 planners that to this day I don't use because I'm not organized. I find my own flow. I do my own thing. I follow the bat. And I literally have all my invites and stuff in a notebook. Like I didn't need all those planners and I still have them. So if anybody wants some planners, let me know. But I just did all the things she told me to do. I got a personal development book and I went all in and I really changed my life. And so that's the first thing that you have to do to be a successful coach is change your own life. Spend time getting your own experience, getting your own transformation, not just physically. Like you want to have a physical transformation. Yes. Because a lot of the times people are like me. They want the abs. They want the lifted booty. They want the weight loss. That's all they see because they don't know what's on the other side yet. Like I can preach it now. Like it's so much more than workouts. It's your mindset. It's community. It's support. They don't get it because they're not in it yet. And so I always explain that on my stories too. Like you hear me say that every 5 minutes. You don't understand until you experience it because you just don't. And I didn't either. And so make sure you are getting a transformation, like 100% getting a transformation, going all in with your workout program, all in with your nutrition, all in with your personal development. Because when you do go all in and you commit wholeheartedly, you are going to get a transformation. You are going to get results. And when you get results, you're excited, which helps you to show up on social media so authentically, which is what I'm going to go into now because that's kind of my jam, is just being yourself, attracting your tribe, sharing authentically, no matter what season of life you're in. I could go on a long ass rant about my life because I've had a crazy life. I share pieces of my story from back when, way before coaching, when I was, kicked out at 16. I have a great relationship with my family now. Side note, I feel like I always have to say that because people get like, but it's okay. But it taught me a lot. I'm independent now because of it, like so many things. But I talk about that a lot because I held all my like trauma as like anger when I was like younger. And when I found Beachbody and started doing all these things, like I was releasing all that and I was developing a healthier mindset. And that's what I really wanted to share with everybody. I'm like, listen, like you don't have to spend your life being angry at the world. Like there is another side and it's fucking great. Like you guys have to experience this. So that's what I lead with. And I don't know why you're here. I have no idea why you're here. You know why you're here though. And you should dig deep into that. Like literally take time after this call to write out every single way Beachbody has changed your life. Every single way your life has changed since you started Beachbody is how I should say, because I'm going to put this out there now. I say this to every team I speak to. Beachbody, like I said in the beginning, Beachbody, Carl Deichler, like they're not changing your life. You are changing your life with the tools. So many times we come into this business and we think I have to be a Beachbody coach and I have to lead with Shakeology and Energize. And even though you're not shoving it in their face with like labels and stuff like that, it's like you're giving all the credit to them, but really it's you. Like these are the tools and resources because they're simple and they're convenient and they're, accessible for everybody, but you're the one doing it because Carl Deichler or Shanti is not banging on your door at 5 o'clock in the morning to wake you up to get your workout in before you go to work. You're doing that. You're building discipline. And when you do all these things, like when you're building discipline, like that's where you build confidence, empowerment. Like this is the good shit. This is what people want. And so you lead with that. You lead with how you did it, because that's when you bring in Beachbody. Like, you know, I can't even believe that I used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Like now it's my norm, but it wasn't then. And so I led with all that shit every day. If I pulled up my post from 2017, that was when I was posting like 3 times a day. Jesus, get off me. But it was the norm back then. You were supposed to post like 3 to 5 times a day. And I was just excited about everything. New meal that I made, boom. More push-ups in my workout, boom. Like I shared everything because I was that excited, because I was changing my life, but with these tools. And so it took me a second to really get that. And I seen my girls struggling with it a lot. Like they thought they had to be like Beachbody this. And I'm like, yo, lead with you. Like you're changing your life. You're the one doing it. So make sure you're leading with that. I got off on that tangent. I forgot where I was before that. This happens to me all the time. Anyways, I have no idea, but get results, get excited, post on social media authentically, lead with your story. Oh, I was telling you to write a list. There we go. Write a list of why you're here. Because that list is going to help you. Like every single way that your life has changed, and dig deep. Like don't rush through this list because it's serious. Like it's going to help you post on social media. And social media is the beginning of everything. You can't invite if you're not posting because it makes no sense. You're going to be a weirdo in someone's inbox. So like social media is the jam. Like you have to get, that's number one. So write down all these ways that this has changed your life, so that you could start sharing those things, because somebody needs this for the same reason that you needed it for. So for me personally, I always lead with mindset. That's literally what changed the most for me. My mental health, overcoming anxiety, being able to come out of depression, being able to get control of my mind and take control of my thoughts, self-healing. Like these are all things that are my jam, that I lead with, because so many people are going through these things, and I do have the tools and resources to help them, but I lead with my experience and with my change, with my story. And so you've got to be sharing a story. Stories are where it hits the most. People love to read a good story. And you don't have to tell a story every time. I'm not telling you to go into this long drawn out Bible post every single time you make a post on Instagram, but you definitely like want to be sharing a lot of your story. And don't think you're repetitive either. A lot of the times my girls will tell me like, I've told my story before. Yeah, but you have so many followers every day if you're doing your job and adding followers. You have new followers every day. People maybe didn't read it the first time. Maybe they didn't get it the first time. You don't have to tell the exact same story. You're not going to say the same exact post, but you're going to take bits and pieces. That's why I'm telling you to make this list of all the ways your life has changed. But stories are what captivate people. And it's really hard to get vulnerable, but vulnerability is where the relatability is. And that's where people really start to gain trust with you. And so what I was saying, like my life is like, it's not a mess. And I need to stop saying that because the universe is always listening. And I learned that like, I'm always like, my life is a mess, but I say that to get a point across. My life was a mess. But not in I'm not saying that in a bad way. Don't fuck with the universe. Understand what I'm doing here. I'm very woo, by the way. But you know, my life was crazy. My life, things that I went through, even over the last 2 years, like while in this business, people probably would have quit from. You know, I literally ended a 3-year relationship, moved out, got into a new relationship. He struggled with addiction. That was the hardest relationship of my life. I actually just posted about it for the first time ever on social media yesterday. Hardest relationship of my life, broke me down, brought me back to like old anxious patterns, depression, sadness, had to leave, went back to Florida for 4 months, came back to Texas, lived with a friend, finally got my own apartment in December. Here I am. But within all of that was a bunch of shit, okay? And I never once stopped showing up on social media. Never once. And I led with the fact that this was my crutch. This business, my challengers, everything that I do, my workouts, it was the one thing that I can control in my life when everything was absolute chaos. You have to show up in every season of your life. And I know it's hard. It's easier said than done if I'm just sitting here telling you like, no matter what you're going through, like, it's okay, just keep posting and keep sharing. But I know it's hard. I did it. Like I showed up through the shit. Like I know that it's hard, but people relate to you when you share the hard stuff, when you share the vulnerable stuff. Like I, for a second, got so scared that, you know, I'm living this gypsy life, couch surfing, back and forth, Texas to Florida, don't have any of my shit together, like practically living out of my car. Why is anybody going to want to join me? Like, But then I'm like, no, this is why they're going to join me, because I can be going through all this and I still show up. And I'm showing people that I don't care what your life looks like. You are able to show up and get results in this journey. You are able to show up and get results in this business. And so lead with that. Whatever your story is, and show up through all seasons of your life. I hate hearing, I'm so sorry, I hate hearing like, I'm taking a break. Well, break from what? Like, I never understood that. Like, I'm going through a lot and I'm just going to take a break. You're going to take a break from the things that make you better. What sense does that make? If I had taken a break from my workouts or coming and showing up to team calls and showing to my team, I would have broke. Like, I would have broke. I don't know where my life would be right now. Like, you never take a break, because this business brings so much good. It's so much empowerment and positivity. And so stay in the middle of the fire always. Like, stay in the fire, stay lit. But, sharing on social media authentically with your story is what's going to gain the most trust. And I'm not telling you to put your whole business out there. Like, there's shit that you can't, I'm telling you to get personal and put it all out there, but don't be afraid to tell bits of your stories. Pieces that are vulnerable, pieces that show why you are where you are, because that's going to speak to somebody else and they will build trust with you and they will want to join you for the exact same reason that you're here. And so for me personally, nobody really joins me for my physical transformation. Like, I have an incredible physical transformation. I have, built muscles that I've never had before and stuff like that, but nobody ever joins me for that. Like, people will throw out like bod goals and stuff like that, but it's never that. It's this, it's the mindset. It's how they've seen me evolve over the years, and the stuff that I talk about and what I'm willing to get vulnerable about, and really turning my pain into purpose, because that's where people find that inspiration. And that's what they join my groups for, because that's what I bring to my groups. Like, my challenge groups are not like, I don't know what a regular challenge group is like. All I know is that for me, I bring me to my groups. And so like right now I'm literally running my team name's Ignite. That's like literally my symbol for everything is the lightning bolt. MM100 stole my shit, by the way. Everybody has lightning bolts tattoos now. I'm like, this is not, no, it's Ignite. But I'm actually running an Ignite Your Fire like challenge group, because that's been my mission. Like, that's how I always explained it when I first became a coach. I was like, I feel like this fire was ignited inside of me. And so it was like, that was my team name. That's my mission. I hashtag it all the time. I'm always saying it. But I literally, like this month, like my challenge group theme is literally, I told everybody, especially with everything going on right now in the world and people complaining and being in the negative instead of in the opportunity that this is giving us, this whole coronavirus situation, I was like, all right, I'm taking everything that I've learned in the last 3 years, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and I'm throwing that together in a group. And that is how I like make my challenge groups. Like, they're going to get Beachbody and they're going to get the nutrition. They're going to get the workouts, like workouts and nutrition. Like, they've got that covered. Beachbody's got that covered. I bring me into it, and people join for what I bring to my social media and for what I bring into my groups. And I just want you to stand on that for a second, because a lot of the times this comes with mindset and belief. My girls, we're all scared to give prices, right? I don't know if you guys are. I don't know how long you guys have been in the business, who's new coaches, who's not, who's scared to invite, who's scared to break down prices, who's not. I don't know. But can you just like take a second to honor all the shit that you do for your business? Because Beachbody doesn't tell you what you need to provide for your team, or, they don't make you provide something for your challenge group. Like, you're doing that. So they're literally paying $160 if they're getting the basic challenge pack, $160 for workouts and nutrition. And you can leave them at that. You can be like, here's your workout program, here's your nutrition plan, and here you go. Have a nice day. This is how you get results. This is what I've been doing. But we don't do that. Like, I don't know what you guys do, but I do a whole shit ton. Like, I get on a call with them. I make a meal plan for them. If they need my help with a meal plan, I have an entire like onboard process that they go through. They send me their pictures, their measurements. Like, I care about them and I care about their results. And then I bring everything into my groups. Like, I schedule out those posts. I put my all into the content. I put daily call to actions, and I'm really like a life coach. I'm like a Beachbody coach, but a life coach, like a Celine coach in there. So I am worth that 160. And I want you guys to understand that, like, what you're bringing to your challenge groups, all the work that you're doing behind the scenes, especially if you've got a job, if you're a mom, if you're a student, if you like, I'm a full-time coach now, so I have time to do these things. But if you're somebody who's like working still and you've got a family and all this stuff, like, honor yourself even more. You are taking time aside to put together like things that are going to help other people. Like, more than just giving them a workout and a nutrition plan. So know that you're worth every like dollar that I guess that they're spending on the program, just to instill some mindset and belief. I was thinking about that today. I just had a thought and I lost it. Damn it. I was going to say something else. This is me. This is me. By the way, if you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat and I'll answer them. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, okay. This is what I was gonna say. Sorry. When I was talking about like the Beachbody Celine and the regular Celine, this is something I mentioned on the call the other day, and I got a message from one of the girls that were on the team, and she really liked it. And I was saying that for a while it was like hard for me to show up because I felt like I was like Beachbody Celine and then like regular Celine, and you're the same person, and that helps you show up on social media more yourself too. Like I used to like you know, I don't know, I would kind of like hide pieces of myself. Like you feel like you have to be like this certain coach, or maybe you follow a bunch of coaches and you think you have to show up like them. Comparison is like the worst thing that you can do in this business. And I tell people, I don't really have this problem. Like I see, you know, when I first started as a coach, I was put in a Dash to Diamond group, and literally with top coaches. Like Pat Roman is one of the like is a top coach. So he's like had all these coaches come in and they made this group together. It was Amy Silverman, Raina Odell, like top coaches. I was a coach for a month. Like I was like, whoa, like these people are incredible. They've accomplished so much. But I didn't really like have that mindset of, oh, you know, they must have something I don't. I was always like, holy shit, like this is possible because all these people are doing it. Like I'm going to work hard and I'm going to get there one day. But I always tell my girls, if you don't have that mindset, and it's okay. Like a lot of us have like where we compare ourselves and we kind of play that like envy game, and that's okay. Like that's fine. You're just not ready to follow like people yet. And I always tell them like unfollow people, because you're going to compare and you're going to try to meet a 7-star diamond or, you know, 7-time elite coach when you've been coaching for 2 months. Like you can't possibly be where a coach is that's been in this business for 7 years. So you have to meet yourself where you are. So if you're just not ready to follow people yet, that is okay. Don't follow all these top coaches and try to compare your success. And you get lost that way. You try to like post like them. You try to like talk like them. In my first couple of months, I sent the most awkward conversations, invites, connections, because my coach is very different from me. You see me, I'm very like, just all over the place. I'm rough around the edges. I've been called one time. I never knew what that was for the longest time, but I actually am rough around the edges. But she's very like sweet and nice. And she's like, hello, Celine, how are you today? And I'm like, what's up, girlfriend? Like, so I was talking like her until I found like my own flow, because you think like, oh, I come into this business and you're watching your leader or you're watching other leaders and you think you have to be like them. Be you, because people are going to find you through what you're like. Like I found my tribe through my weird quirks, my little like friends, what do you call it? Annotation. It's not called annotation. What is it? References, like friends references, like weird shit that I say, like off the wall stuff. Like that's how I found like my tribe, is I show up just like this in my stories every day. If you watch my stories on Instagram, like I am the exact same person I am on social media as I am in person. And I share my whole life. Like I share everything. I don't just show up with a workout and with Shakeology and with my team call and then that's it and I'm gone. Like there is a whole other person. You have so much more to you than just Beachbody. Like I know you're doing other stuff during your day. I know a lot more makes you up than just Beachbody stuff. So share everything. Like people know my dog's name. They know my cat's name. They know my cat's an asshole. They know that I play volleyball. They know all of these things. Like they know so much. They know that my cat literally tips his food over every single day. Even though he has food in his bowl, he'll go and like tip the whole bucket over just because he's an asshole. And I share all these things. And what I'm saying is like, I share my life. I share way more than just Beachbody. And so you have to be you and share you and really find your tribe that way, and make sure you're showing up on social media where it's inviting and you're like someone's friend, because that's what I think has always helped me to be successful, was one, that I showed up every single day. Like every single day I showed up on social media. Like I don't miss a day. I always did my invites and stuff like that, but I became a person that people could become friends with through the screen. Like bring your personality to the gram and like, just be yourself. Like I have so many girls like on my team that like, they're so fucking funny. And like, we talk one-on-one and they're hilarious and their personality just shines when we're on calls one-on-one together. And I'm like, how come I never see this on your social media? Like nobody even knows how funny you are. Like, why don't you like show up like this? And people are like scared to be themselves. Be yourself. Like I could say all the cliche shit, like you're unique and no one can be you, but like really, like you are only as good as you believe you are, and you are only going to find your tribe when you put yourself out there. And so be you on social media, be yourself. Don't second guess what you're posting. Don't think like, oh, is this too much, or oh, is it? Just be you and put it all out there, because that's how you're really going to attract your tribe. I'm going to open up the chat because I'm running out of things to say, and I don't know if you guys have questions, but that's pretty much all I got. Maybe I should.
So freaking good. Like, our chat was blown up. Question I saw, in case, unless anyone else wants to like unmute themselves or ask other questions, someone was asking, what's the best way to invite people to a challenge group or invite to the coaching opportunity? Brand new coach.
Okay. Brand new coach. Okay. So this is where I feel like it's the easiest when you're brand new. And I feel like you guys see it opposite. New coaches see it opposite because we're like, oh my God, I'm new and I'm scared. You guys have it the best because, you're in that new, like, exciting, what I was saying in the beginning, like, you are in it, you're getting results, you're excited, and your invites are so breezy too. Like, they're so simple because what you have to do first and foremost is post like a boss. Because when you're posting on your feed every single day and you're showing up in your stories excited, doing your workout, doing call to actions, like every day after my workout, I have some type of call to action, whether it's link in my bio, to join my next boot camp, or I'm talking about it. Like sometimes I get on like at least 2 times out of the week, I'm talking about my group, which is so important. There's always some type of call to action. And then like 3 times a week in my posting on my feed, I'm putting some type of call to action so that somebody always knows that I have something that I'm inviting them to. And it's so easy as a new coach because you're so excited and it's so, like I said, just casual to reach out and invite people. Everyone that likes your post where there is a call to action on it, you can literally shoot them a DM and just be like, hey girlfriend, thank you so much for showing me love on my post. It seriously means the world to me. Are you at all interested in my upcoming boot camp or whatever you call it? Or you're just being awesome and supporting me. Like literally so simple. Like you're thanking them for giving you the support. And then you're asking them like, oh, were you interested? Or are you just being awesome and supporting me? It gives them an out. That way they can be like, oh, I'm just being awesome and supporting you. Or yeah, just showing support, showing love. And then you don't feel awkward because they didn't ghost you. And then they don't feel awkward because they can just be like, I was just showing love. You know, they don't feel obligated to anything like you're throwing yourself in their inbox to be like salesy. And then stories are the easiest. This is why you got to show up in your stories. Like I don't obviously know how all of you guys show up in your stories, but if you are not using them to the max, use them because people are watching you every single day. And I had someone tell me this, like, we're like the Kardashians of health and fitness. Like, I don't watch the Kardashians. I don't judge you if you do, maybe a little bit, but people love to watch the Kardashians. Why? You know? And like, so people show up to you every single day because you're posting content that they want to see, whatever it is, like your workout. Me, I'm always drinking my Energize and rapping to Eminem, and people love that shit. Like, I mean, I do everything on my stories, but post like a boss in your stories and share everything, your workouts, everything like that, because people are watching you. So I just slide up my stories and I literally just go through it. And in your stories, like that's where I power hour most of the time because I can hit connections, invites, and follow-ups just in my stories alone because of all my story watchers. Like I can click on someone and be like, oh, you need a follow-up. Oh, you need a whatever. But invite those people. They're watching you. They know exactly what you're talking about. So when you're in your group and you're talking about your challenge group, like you get done with your workout and you're like, yeah, like, you know, May, whatever, we start, blah, blah, blah. They watched it. So the next day, or obviously before 24 hours and it expires, go in there and invite them. Be like, hey girlfriend, thank you so much for showing up and supporting my journey. Are you at all interested in my next boot camp or just being awesome and supporting me? Done. So simple, so casual. And as a new coach, again, it's so much easier. One, because you have everybody to invite. You've never invited them before. You don't have to think of a re-invite or another way, you know, to word it like that. Easiest as a new coach. Heartedly, or oh my god, it told me my internet is unstable. Is it? No? Is it good?
I honestly always think it's mine, so fuck it.
Oh, okay, that was weird. But dive wholeheartedly into your program, your nutrition plan, your PD. Please listen. Personal development is not a suggestion, okay? It's a vital for a reason, and I'm telling you right now, if you're one of those coaches that are like, I don't need it, just do it. You need it. Do it until you realize that you need it, because everybody needs it. We can all grow in some way. And if you're doing personal development and you're just like reading through it and flipping the pages, then that one's not speaking to you and you're just doing it to check off a box on your activity tracker. No, get into whatever book is going to help you, whether it's personal or professional, but dive wholeheartedly in there. To all the new coaches, dive wholeheartedly into that and just get your transformation, because it's so much easier to lead with that. And that is where people want to sip your Kool-Aid. They're like, holy shit, what is she doing? I need this. I hope that was helpful. That was a long rant.
Oh, that was super, super helpful. Does anyone else have any other questions? You can unmute yourself. I bought unlimited, so you have time.
I'm telling you, I would, like, I'm gonna have you like come in my team page and like go live and just do a Q&A, because my girls were obsessed with you. And I was like, damn it, we didn't have enough time to ask.
I don't think I could have put one more ounce of information into that call, but I was just like on a rant, so.
It was everything. I just wanted them to be able to ask like questions so you can like go further into things. But yeah, okay, I don't really see.
Okay.
And
anybody going once? We don't want to
I do want to share this though, just because it's hilarious, and I was thinking about it when I said don't be in someone's inbox salesy, because we've all gotten those messages where it's like the It Works people or Herbalife, and I'm not dissing any other MLM because I don't know about them, but the messages, like, holy moly. This one time I actually gave this girl a little bit of advice. I was like, listen. But today, this is the best, and this is just like happy hour now. This girl literally, like, one, I've been talking to her for 3 years. Like, since I signed up as a coach, I left my cat outside. Holy shit, I do this all the time. I'm so sorry. Poor little guy. He's an asshole. He deserves it. But I'm sorry. She's been trying to sign up with me for 3 years. And on and off, like, she'll be in my inbox, like, what is it now? How much is it now? Send me the link, and like doesn't sign up. We get that all the time, by the way, if you're a new coach. It's going to happen to you. But anyways, she just joined Monet, and she like messaged me, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, like, look at me. This is how I come to team calls. Like, I am the most low maintenance girl ever. I don't do my hair. I use my friend's skincare line because she's an esthetician. So I told her this. And then she messages me like 2 days later, like a picture from an email that she got from Monet with a sale, and was like, we have a sale right now. And I'm like, so I didn't even respond, because I was like, I already did my part and told you that I'm not interested. Then she messaged me today again, and I was like, and she's like, you could join my business too. And I was like, girl, you already know I'm part of Beachbody. I'm not joining the business. I told you I don't do anything to my hair, and I use my friend's skincare line, but I love you and I wish you all the best. I'm excited that you found something that you love. She comes back and tells me that in my live video yesterday, my hair looked greasy. And it's the funniest shit ever, because I was like, what did she think? I'm not someone who cares what people say, and my hair is never greasy, like, ever. And I've only ever been told how healthy my hair is, so it's just hilarious. But I was like, what did you think was gonna happen here? Then I was like, oh my god, my hair sucks. Please give me all your products. Like, what the fuck was that? It was hilarious. I was like, bruh. Like, I put it in my team thread, and I was like, what not to do ever, please. Like, you're never gonna tell someone you're fat, join my group. Like, what is that? I just thought you guys would get it. Like, everyone deserves a laugh before they go to bed tonight.
I get that, honestly, because it's just so funny to watch other companies that just go up and down, especially.
It's hilarious, because I'm like, what? And I almost wanted to be like, listen, I'm like real cool, so I don't get mad about things, but I'm telling you, if you pop into someone's inbox with that, ooh, they're not gonna like it.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious. I was like, I can't believe she just did that.
All right, everyone put your video on. Let's take a boomerang. Because we just got dropped so much fire. Like, I was taking notes like this whole time, because there's just I've always been that person that sucked at mindset. Like, 100% would be like, I don't need personal development. I'm not someone that needs to be helped. And like, I know a lot of girls on my team are the exact same way. I'm like, what are you reading? They're like, I listened to a podcast. I'm like, that doesn't count. Like, you have to do something. I love podcasts, but if it's about like girl, like, what's it called? What's it called? The GoDaddy one or whatever, that doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm such a squirrel with podcasts. Like, listen to podcasts for sure. I have a podcast, but like, listen to them, but I'm a squirrel, and I feel like I don't absorb everything unless I'm reading it. So it's like, take 10 minutes to read. Again, do it until you realize that it's something that you need. Because if you think about it, everyone's walking around needing a mental transformation. And until people work on their mindset, you know, you can't even get yourself off the couch if your mind is not in the right place. So people need the mindset work the most. And if you could add value in that area, you're gold. You're gold to people.
All right, everybody do something and just keep going until I say stop. Okay, ready, set, go. All right, sweet. It worked. If anyone else, take out your phone, snap a picture because you are on a team call and you are elevating your business and you are ready to go for it. So share this with everybody because they all need to know how amazing our team is.
If we're boomeranging or just smiling. Do it all.
All right. I love you guys so much. Thanks for jumping on and spending your Tuesday with us. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.